The effects of unsuccessful peace negotiations. In Episode 6, Kamehameha's attempt to prevent violence fails. Driven by pride and rage, his cousin Keoua publicly chooses battle over peace. As alliances solidify and the goal of unity starts to erode, this choice will have repercussions throughout the episode. You may anticipate that Episode 7 will begin with a strong sense of treachery and impending peril. The leadership of Kamehameha is demonstrated by his introduction of the Law of the Splintered Paddle, a historic decree guaranteeing civilian safety in the face of intensifying hostilities. But the possibility of war increased when Keoua teamed up with King Kahekili to defeat Kamehameha. Kamehameha is still committed to defending his people in spite of Keoua's animosity. In order to guarantee justice and safety for the vulnerable, he proposes a new law known as the Law of the Paddle. This law is admirable, but it will be put to the test almost instantly as adversaries gain power and war clouds develop. Holding fast to his vision of justice while preparing for violent conflict will be Kamehameha's problem. Keoua forms a strong alliance with Kahekili, the elderly but crafty monarch of Maui, rather than standing alone. The power dynamic is shifted by this alliance, which provides Keoua with both strategy and numbers. Motivated by personal grievances, Kahekili promotes retaliation over solidarity. With this, the stage is set for one of the fiercest clashes in the season so far. Given the episode's title, Day of Spilled Brains, Episode 7 is probably going to show a bloody turning point in the story, with more intense fighting and political scheming as the Hawaiian Islands unification approaches a crucial stage. Based on the material that is currently accessible and logical expansions from Episode 6, here is a thorough overview of what to expect. The term alludes to a violent altercation, perhaps a mass conflict or ambush. Episode 7 might see a concerted assault against Kamehameha's forces, focusing on strategic strongholds like Kohala, given Keoua's alliance with Kahekili. Episode 7 might intensify this with direct battle, possibly utilizing both newly obtained firearms from Keōua's last trip to Samoanga and traditional Hawaiian weapons, as the burning of food supplies in Episode 6 suggests an attrition approach. A pivotal scene might show a tumultuous battlefield where Keōua is in charge of warriors against Keoua's army. The clip teases a scene in which fighters engage in combat while illuminated by torches, with blood and mayhem reflecting the gloomy picture of the title. Using Lelo Hawaiia in combat chants and cries will probably increase their authenticity. The title might allude to shattered alliances or cruel choices, which could also allude to internal betrayals. Keōua may act recklessly, disobeying orders to pursue a personal grudge against Keoua, as her misgivings about Kamehameha's leadership increase. The reappearance of Jason Momoa as Keōua will be crucial, as his character faces a crucial moment. As he questioned Kamehameha's pacifist stance in Episode 6, Keōua's loyalties faltered. In Episode 7, he might be caught between acting aggressively against Keoua and Kahekili and obeying Kamehameha's directives. In contrast to Kamehameha's vision, Keōua's teaser statement, "Peace is a dream we can't afford," implies that he would advocate for war. Keōua's prior purchase of weapons in Samoanga may be important since it offers a technological edge that challenges conventional warfare. This decision, meanwhile, can cause friction with other chiefs, such as Moku, who are wary of outside interference. Momoa's portrayal strikes a balance between defiance and desperation in a dialogue-heavy moment in a war council when Keōua defends his conduct. His actions will probably be motivated by his personal stakes, which include defending his family and making amends for previous betrayals. A potential flashback to his time overseas may also reaffirm his anxiety about the effects of colonization. As Keoua and Kahekili's partnership intensifies the conflict, Kamehameha's adherence to the Law of the Splintered Paddle will be put to the test. His inability to keep his chiefs united may be shown in Episode 7, where tensions are caused by Moku's skepticism and Keōua's disapproval. Kanamekua's powerful speech could be a pivotal moment when Kamehameha addresses his troops and reiterates his desire for a united Hawaii. Given that she appears to be balancing her allegiance to Kamehameha with her comprehension of Keōua's viewpoint in Episode 6, Kahumanua's position will be pivotal. Her hidden incapacity to conceive could come to light, which could lead to a falling out with Moku or Kamehameha. Kahumanu and Kamehameha might discuss this tension in a private moment, with Lucienne Buchanan's subtle performance bringing forth her internal struggle. A serious threat is created by Keōua's choice to join an alliance with Kahekili. With Keōua's personal revenge against Kamehameha contrasted with Kahekili's brutal methods, exemplified in Episode 3 when he poisoned a chief's wife, Episode 7 might show their scheming. Temuera Morrison could be shown in a scene in Kahekili's court, threatening to strike and causing havoc. Their coalition may take advantage of Kamehameha's forces' differences, maybe focusing on Kupuohi's unsuccessful peace initiatives or Kaiana's waning allegiance. In Episode 7, Kamehameha's law may be challenged by further sabotage or an attack on people, which would intensify Keōua's tactic of destroying Kohawa's food supplies in an attempt to erode Kamehameha's base of support. A serious threat is created by Keōua's choice to join an alliance with Kahekili. With Keōua's personal revenge against Kamehameha contrasted with Kahekili's brutal methods, exemplified in Episode 3 when he poisoned a chief's wife, Episode 7 might show their scheming. Temuera Morrison could be shown in a scene in Kahekili's court, threatening to strike and causing havoc. Their coalition may take advantage of Kamehameha's forces' differences, maybe focusing on Kupuohi's unsuccessful peace initiatives or Kaiana's waning allegiance. In Episode 7, Kamehameha's law may be challenged by further sabotage or an attack on people, which would intensify Keōua's tactic of destroying Kohawa's food supplies in an attempt to erode Kamehameha's base of support. The core of Chief of War is still Momoa's portrayal of Kaiana, and Episode 7 will highlight his character at a turning point. In order to assure cultural authenticity, Momoa, a native Hawaiian, co-created and co-wrote the series, bringing personal passion to the part. Important facets of his comeback include, performance. Momoa has been praised by critics for his ferocious best, Rotten Tomatoes, 92% approval, and Episode 7 is probably going to have both emotional, confronting Kamehameha or Keoua, and high-stakes action, leading warriors in combat, scenes. The teaser teases a scene in which a bleeding and defiant Kaiana confronts Keoua and says something along the lines of, "You've chosen death over honor." Although some critics point out that Momoa's larger-than-life presence occasionally overshadows finer moments, his physicality and linguistic effort, learning Lelo Hawaiian, will be evident. Kaiana's internal struggle. Once devoted to Kamehameha but always conflicted by ambition, Kaiana will have to deal with an even more difficult situation. Does he really embrace Kamehameha's goal of unification, or does he give in to his macho urges for violence and glory? You can anticipate that his choices in this episode will have a significant impact on conflicts in the future. His fluctuating allegiance will make viewers uneasy. War preparation. Day of